Welcome back to the Bruce Poinsette Show. This is the B Block, and we're gonna go into the movie world. Ado, have you seen the trailer for I want to say it's coming out in November. The movie Till.
I have not yet.
Have you heard about it at all?
A little bit here and there, yeah.
Right. So those who don't know, biopic actually on Mamie Till, Emmett Till's mother, is coming out later this year, and it's caused a lot of controversy on the internet, and it's very similar, same old debate people have been having for some years now about Black trauma movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting for me because I'll be honest with you, I'm not planning to see Till. Mm-hmm. Even though the director of the movies, done a number of interviews and said like he refused to take the project if he had to actually depict the murder. So in addition to it being about Mamie Till, it's also not trying to, literally depict the horror of the lynching of Emmett Till.
Right.
Like, he's been very clear about that. But nonetheless, you have a lot of people who've been very loud about, why does this movie exist? And why are we doing more Black trauma movies? And it's bothered me, to be perfectly honest with you. And I say that as someone who has no plans to see this movie. So it's weird that I'm coming to the defense of it. But I don't know, our reaction culture, there comes a point where it's just like we're eating our own tails.
Mm-hmm.
And this idea of why should the Till movie exist when, we don't need any more Black trauma movies, make something else. It's like, this isn't 5-10 years ago. Other movies do exist.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Emmett Till's family was very much not just a part of getting this movie made, but like it's literally been fighting for years to get this made. So it's just it is disheartening to see people just for the sake of reactions, just, poop all over this.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could just as easily not see it.
Yeah.
There's everything else in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, maybe it's not a fair comparison, but to me it'd be like people getting mad at Miss Marvel on Disney Plus for depicting partition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can tell all these stories. All this stuff can exist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like for the family, for the Black creators, it just feels like an extra, like it takes so much to get anything made, to get anything produced and put out there to a mass audience, that you also have to go through this extra hurdle of your own people telling you this isn't valid. It's unnecessary. And just take it a step further, because maybe like a month ago that I went to see Nope, by Jordan Peele, right? Another Black production. And how many people were in that theater?
How many?
0.
Huh?
It was just me. I was looking around like,
really?
oh, great. Well, no one's gonna catch me in weird jump scare moments. So awesome. But also, because that's actually where I saw the trailer for this movie. I hadn't really been paying attention, but they had the trailer for Till in there, and then of course I see the stuff on Twitter and all these other places. But yeah, it is this weird thing where I'm trying to square people arguing about we don't need any more Black trauma movies, but when I go to like Black other movies, I don't see anyone. And to be clear, I think Nope ended up still winning the box office for like 2-3 weeks. So Jordan Peele is getting his money. I encourage you to see the movie, by
Please
the way.
do.
But it's just these conversations, like I said, they can be disheartening.
Mm-hmm.
Where I just relate to something else, because we're talking about the Emmett Till movie right now, but it also reminds me of an episode of Atlanta that came out this year about I'm not even going to say loosely. It was completely based on the story of the Hart family.
Mm-hmm.
And these kids who were black children who were adopted by these two white women in Oregon who abused them and eventually killed them driving off of a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Murder-suicide in California is an absolute tragic story.
Yeah.
But yeah, Donald Glover in Atlanta chose to basically like rework that into, I forget the words he used. You want to say like, I think he said a black fairy tale,
Mm-hmm.
where basically instead of everyone, the entire family dying, the kids get out, and it's kind of a happy ending, although it also includes a very questionable depiction of a black mother.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some other stuff. And if
Yeah.
you're already not a fan of Donald Glover, it's definitely a type of thing that would make you even less of a fan. Personally, I think it was mostly a strong episode, although I think a lot of the questions with it are valid, and
Mm-hmm.
whatever, connection Glover and them made to, surviving family members and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I said, there's legitimate questions there, but again, it kind of brings up whether it's Till, whether it's that, the stories were out there, the news stories were out there, and I feel like I'm just seeing this uncomfortable reality where it's like we don't tend to care until these stories get their big spectacle moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's not, a fun thing to say, but again, the stories like the Hart family were there. One of the children went viral because of like holding a free hug sign with a cop, and it got put into a photo op.
Mm-hmm.
And he loosely kind of looked like a young Aloe Black, and everyone got that. But again, it kind of passed by, and then Donald Glover brought it back, and a lot more people engaged with the story and remembered it after that.
Mm-hmm.
But also a lot of people were angry about it, and it's like, again, I get the critiques of the episode itself and the approach to it, but what does it say that there was so much more engagement with it once it got dramatized?
Mm-hmm.
And now with this Till movie, unfortunately, most of the people evoking Emmett Till's name that you hear right now are hoteps trying to compare him to Bill Cosby.
Mm.
And say, hey, you're just lynching another black, like wild stuff. So I feel like there is a scenario where at least even having this movie out could kind of like help recenter and bring context back to something, to where this isn't just a throwaway, where someone's tragic story is being used to defend predators.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
But again, like, I understand the emotions, but why we're
cancel
crushing this film?
Mm-hmm.
And is the way we're crushing this film, we're just being real, is it because we're thinking about how white people will react? Because that's what I've heard in a lot of critiques, where people said, yeah, I get it, maybe it could raise awareness or whatever, but white people are going to go see this movie and then be like, oh, that's sad and terrible, and then go on with their days, and it's going to last there. Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
That's how this stuff works.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean it doesn't have validity in being created? Does that not mean that, beyond like a theatrical release, what it can be used in or used for, doesn't have power?
Mm-hmm.
That Mamie Till's story isn't worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're we're crushing these things before they happen.
Right.
And why?
This
and
movie
for
has
what?
not come out.
And it's like if it really, you don't have to see the movie. Like at the end of the day, go see Nope.
Please.
Go see these other things. Go see whether it be Black and Brown Productions or even Black and Brown stories that are put into legacy franchises. Like I think my favorite movie of the year right now might be Prey. There is plenty out there for you to consume.
Right. Please do.
But I just find something really off when we basically do the calculation of I can't do X because white people will do Y. Like, who cares about them? What about in our context? What about for us? So, just can we let Till be? Can we support the Black creations we actually want to see? Maybe. I know this is a wild idea here, but what if we can have Black everything? All the stories, all the spectrum. I know I'm posing some wild stuff here, but what if?
It's a great what if.